Dassa Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Dassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So today we go to
Atthakatha.
right.
Page 349.
349. Yes. Last time.
Abhidhamma.
Yeah. Last time we discussed about the what the question whether the mixture of characteristics, so in one pasada, especially regarding kaya pasada and other pasada, other sensitivities. And commentator explained that actually there is so kaya yadana kaya pasada, body sensitivity is not available in the ultimate sense in the other pasadas. So, but it is also very difficult, even though that exists, even though there may be what a sort of kaya pasada, but it does not function. Okay, it does not function as it does not make its a function, as well as it is very difficult to separate. Okay, this is kaya pasada or this is eye sensitivity. So that way explain in the first paragraph, and then commentator continue to explain that about what the characteristics does not miss one another. So in terms of the discerning characteristic of each sensitivity, each sensitivity. So that is at the end. In this paragraph, second paragraph, and then following paragraphs, we can see because commentator here explain the different characteristic, function, manifestation, and proximate cause for different sensitivities. So that's why here abhijja means abronayo, the other way. The other way to explain the what the other way to explain the fact that characteristics of these sensitivities does not miss one another. So here abhijja aparonayo lakhanadi wawotthapana to pedam pedesam to pi edesam pi with the beat, it is a samujaya, not only because of this reason, but also because of previous reason. Asamaisada, edesam, or these sensitivities, asamaidada, state of a being, not mixed, not mixture, not mingle with one another, should be known by means of what? Lakhanadi wawotthapanato, by discerning characteristics, etc. So here, edesu he. So he is to elaborate, to extend, to explain in detail. Edesu. So in these sensitivities. Jekku. So you can see it, and at the end, Jekku. Jekku has a characteristic of what? Rūpavibhatti, Buddha Basada Lakhanam, Rūpavibhatti Araha, and then Buddha Basada Lakhanam. Like that, we can separate the words in this, how to say, compound samasa. Rūpavibhatti Araha, Buddha Basada Lakhanam. So here you see many words are combined together. Rūpavibhatti Araha, Buddha Basada Lakhanam. So the characteristic of the eye sensitivity is what? The Buddha Basada, the clarity. Basada means clarity. Basada, clearness. Okay, clarity of the great elements. So that the clarity of the great element is Rūpavibhatti. Okay, Rūpavibhatti. So Abhidhamma means what? By visible object. Rūpavibhatti. Araha, worthy to be striking by the visible object. So here, Sayadaw translation is a very, he said, Rūpa yunai thikai chingu thai do Buddha yaudo go chilin zijin lakhana shi. So it has a characteristic of clarifying what great elements, that these are which are worthy to be striking by or striking in or striking off visible object. Okay, so here Rūpavibhatti, Rūpe Abhigado, Rūpavibhatti, or Rūpasa Abhigado, Rūpavibhatti. Like this, it is two ways we can make a samasa, kamadariya, what is tapurisa samasa. Satami or chati. Chati here means the kamata chati, in the sense of the karma, accusative sense. So Rūpasa Abhigado. Or maybe simply, you can simply say, what? Rūpayo I or Rūpayo Nai is also okay. So in the visible object or to the visible object, or striking off visible object. Okay. So the characteristic of eye sensitivity is that what the clarity or the Buddha great elements, that is worthy to be striking by the or striking in visible object.
So Sayadaw.
Yes.
So the worthiness is of the pasada, right, Sayadaw?
Araha, what the Buddha. So Buddha is a great element. Okay, great element which should be striking. Araha means like a taba. So in the accusative, right? Taba aniya, like the surfaces are there in that sense.
Sayadaw, you said Buddha is the great element.
Yeah.
Then how should we understand Buddha pasada?
Buddha sa pasado. Buddha pasado.
Buddhasa pasado.
Mhm.
But here we're talking about the, for example, the
I,
eye sensitivity.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the eye sensitivity is the clarity of the great elements.
yeah. Yes, we can see like this.
So does
So,
that mean, so if we say it like that, then it looks like it's the property of the great elements. It's not a separate
yeah, in the
reality.
ultimate sense, the Buddha use Buddha Pasada are real Pasada. Other Buddha, yeah, Mahabuddhas are real. Others, other rupas are, they just arise depending on uh, what these elements. Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's just because of, as said, we make this the Buddhasa Pasada. So it looks to me that is the property of the Buddha. It's not the separate reality. Of course, we know that it depends on the great elements to arise. We know that, but it's a separate entity. It's not like a property of the great elements.
So in that case, so if we say pasadiyadedi pasado, pasadiyademi, that's something that tends to what? Tends to clarify, tends to make clear. Okay, tends to make clear four elements. Okay. So then here translation is Buddha Yoto Go Chilin Sejin. In that case, Dogo means accusated, Buddha, Buddhani, okay, Buddhani Pasado, Buddha Pasado. So in that case, it will be separate entity. Okay. Check eye sensitivity is a separate entity that makes the great elements clear. Mhm. That will be the meaning. It is translated by Nibbātadika Sayadaw. But in my understanding is that the pasada happens based on the what great element, but the pasada, the sensitivity does not make elements to arise, right? So
That is, we're talking about the lakkhana, not talking about the real thing. Okay, so that is it's lakkhana.
it has it. That's a characteristics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So does that mean that the clarity of the Mahabhuta that is worth of the striking on
the
of the rupa
visible object. So Pasada, great elements are there in our eye, within our eye. Then it is striking by the what visible object. Even though visible object is there, but it does not strike do the ear or do the nose or do the tongue or so on. But it is strike do the eye, do the Mahabhutas that remain in the eye.
And then, so, because as said, we can define that rūpavibhatti as the Jatita Purisa or Satamita Purisa, right? So if it is Jatita Purisa, as said, it has the kammata, right? If it has the kammata, then the action is not, that action of striking doesn't belong to the visible object, because it's a kamma,
It is striking me to do the image that one that the strike is eye.
Yes.
It will be the eye. So
Yes.
that one is what I think, what I explain. But the Sayadaw explain only two: chatti, normal chatti, and then sadami. So if
Normal chatti.
normal chatti means chatti vibhatti in the sense of what the date genitive.
Oh. So which means the visible object does the action of striking.
Yeah, striking by
is-
striking off visible object or striking on the visible object.
When we see it's striking on the visible object, then we say that the action of striking belongs to the chakku. It doesn't belong to the rupa, right?
Yeah,
But then if we say it's the normal chatti, then the action of striking belongs to the visible object, not to the
striking
eye
off,
sensitivity.
sure. So in that case, the Sayadaw Bhadalika Sayadaw normal chatti vibhatti, striking off, striking off visible object. Okay.
Thank you.
So then the characteristics of the eye sensitivity, and then another characteristics, dhatu kamada nidhana kama samudhana buddha pasada lakhanam wa means another. And so two characteristics. One and another is dhatu kamada nidhana kama samudhana buddha pasada. So basically Buddha pasada is there. Characteristic of eye sensitivity is clarity. What? Clarity. Clarity of the great elements. Okay, that great elements, karma samudhana, born of karma, or produced by the karma. So that karma, nidhana is origin. That karma is originated. Okay, nidhana. Originated by what? Nidhana, dhatu kamada. Dhatu kamada. State of being with the desire to see. It means attachment. Okay, so karma originated from the attachment to see. Karma dhatu kamada nidhana karma samudhana buddha pasada lakhanam. So the preceding was a change, but the the following word Buddha pasada remained the same in both of the characteristics. So the Buddha in this characteristics, emphasis is given what the Buddha that is produced by the karma. So that karma is originated from the desire to see. Okay, so karma arise together with, okay, we can simply say karma arise together with the craving or attachment to see. So because of the clarity of these Mahabuddhas is called Chakku. So it's based on the desire to see. So that is a characteristic.
So Sayadaw.
Yes.
So the dhatu kamata nidhana then that dukkhammata, that is the tatita, or is it a panchami vibhatti, you know?
Dhatu Kama Dhanida Nahita Abhidhamma. It is yeah, translation. I will read for you the translation. Issue Jenga Aloshi to doing shift to the Tanale Ayenka Chido. So Tanale Ayenga. So Dhatu Kama Dahia refer to the craving. Okay. Craving for the what? Craving for the object. Okay. Craving or desire to see the object. So nidana is the origin. So in this case, dhatu kamada and nidana refer to the same thing. Okay, same thing.
So that dukkhammata is the bhavatatita.
Yeah, bhavatadita.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you said it refers to the tanha, the same thing.
Yeah, craving.
So that dukkhammata nidana is some kind of it's like a avadarana kammadaraya samasa.
Sure. Sayadaw, according to Sayadaw explanation, Dana laye means awada. Dana itself is a nidana.
Okay, thank you.
Kamma samudhana. Kamma is if we join with the kamma, it will be what?
Kitanda duty at Abhidhamma.
Right? It is.
Tatung Gamediti, Tatu Gamo.
That
And if it's Bawa, Tatu Gamasa Bawa, Tatu Gamata.
Maybe. Dhatu kamada nidana kamam. Dhatu kamada nidana kamam. So that karma, with the karma, we can enjoy what
Infinitive form.
Nidana karma.
Oh, yes.
Nidana is a karma which has a origin. Okay, origin. That origin of a desire to origin of a desire to see. Maybe it is like what? What types of samasa? Dhatu kamma nidana and kamma. So we can join kamma.
Well, I think it's some kind of a rūpavibhatti, right? Because the karma that has the origin. So here the origin fact. Yeah, because
Karma has the origin. Okay?
yes,
Karma which has the origin of a craving.
yes, there should be rūpavibhatti.
Hobby. So karma samudhana, that is clear. So Buddha Pasada. So Buddha, great elements, they become very clear. These very great elements are born of a karma, originated from the karma, which is originated from the desire to see. So that is eye sensitivity is a characteristics. So then the function of eye sensitivity is rūpesu avijana rasam. Rūpesu avijana rasam. Rūpesu means in the what? Rūpesu, where it is? Rūpesu in the visible objects. Okay, in the visible object, avinjana means dragging or pulling. So we drag or we pull avinjana. So the eye sensitivity has a function of dragging eye consciousness or dragging a person in the visible object. Dragging to the visible object. Dragging the person or the eye consciousness to the visible objects. Rūpesu. It means directing. We eye sensitivity directs the person or the eye consciousness to the objects. So that is the function of the eye sensitivity. Then Pachupatthana, manifestation. It manifests, it appears in our mind, okay, in the meditator's mind. Then it as what? As adhara bhava, Pachupatthana, adhara bhava, state of a being, the what? Locality, adhara. State of being, locality of eye consciousness. So if we practice a meditation, so eye sensitivity will appear in our mind. So as the base of the eye consciousness. Okay, at the base of the eye consciousness. At the location of the eye consciousness. And then Padadhana, proximate cause. What is the proximate cause? Is Dhatu Kamada Nidhana Kamaja Buddha Padadhana. So Kamaja Buddha, Kamabon, great elements. They are the proximate cause. Without these proximate the great elements, one of a karma, then there will be no eye sensitivity, no clarity of the, no clarity, no sensible. It will not become a sensible. So, and then the other words are the same as we have studied before. Dhatu Kamada Nidana. It refers to the karma. The karma originated from the desire to see. And then produced by the Mahabuddha, great element produced by this karma. That is the proximate cause for the eye sensitivity. So if we know these characteristics, function, manifestation, and the proximate cause of eye sensitivity, the others for Sodakana Jingwa Kaya also more or less is the same. The object will be changed. Yeah, in the case of a Soda, ear sensitivity, the same. Saddha Vigada, that's the only difference. Instead of rūpavibhatti, here we have a saddha vigada, striking off, striking on the sound. And also sotu kamada, so desire to see, that is a characteristic. Explanation for the what? Ear sensitivity. So also adhara bhava pachupat function. Function is sadesu avinjana rasam. The function of a soda ear sensitivity is dragging the person or consciousness, ear consciousness to the sound. And then the manifestation is it manifests at the location, at the base of the ear consciousness, and also Sodu Kamada Nidana Kamaja Buddha Padathanam. So, yes.
So Sayadaw,
Hmm.
so it looks, so according to this explanation and description, that the Kama Samukthana is the same as the Kamaja.
Surely, Kama Samudhana and Kamaja, they are just a change of the word. Samudhana. Like we have a study in the Rupa Samudhana and the Abhidhamma Piṭaka. Rupa Samudhana. So there are four causes that makes Rupa arise. Kama, Cheta, Udu, Ahara, like that. So and then in the same session of the Abhidhamma Piṭaka, they are mentioned Kamaja Rupa, Chetaja Rupa, Uduja Rupa, Aharaja Rupa also. Okay. So I think they bear the same meaning. Ja is Jata. Okay. Then Ghana also, only the objects are changed. Object in desire, they are changed. Gandha Vigadaraha Buddha Pasada Lakana Kayidu Kama Da Nidana Kama Samudhana Buddha Pasada Lakana. That is sensitive characteristic of the Ghana. No sensitivity. Kandesu Avinchana Rasam, dragging my person or consciousness to the smell. And then Ghana Vinyanasa Adarana Bhava Pajupatanam. It manifests as a location or base of the nose consciousness. And then proximate cause is what? Karma born great element. This is karma are produced, originated from the desire to smell. So also Jainwa is dance sensitivity, so rasa, that is different, and also object is a taste, and also desire is a sayidu kamada. Sayidu kama. Sayidu means in Myanmar we say yet, layet. Layet means what? To lick. To lick. Desire to lick the taste. So I think they are not much different. So just a change of the object and desire. So I understandable. So let's go to the next page. And then Phodabha Kaya. So here also, in the case of a Kaya, they are mentioned Phodabha, object, Phodabha Ramana, touch, and also Fusitu Kamata, desire to touch, only different. So, but the clarity of the sensitivity, that is the same. But object, based on the object, it became different, and also based on the desire. So Kaya Vinyanasa. So it manifests as a base or location of the body consciousness. Fusidu Kamada Nidana Kamaja Buddha Padatano Kayo. Okay. So these are about the with these characteristics, the function manifestation, and then proximate cause. So because they have a different functions, different characteristics, and also different manifestation, and also different causes. That's why, so they cannot miss. So these characteristics, these sensitivities, they cannot miss together. So after explanation about this, whether or not these kaya yadana and other yadanas, the other ayadanas, they miss or not, then there arises another question. Interesting point. The question, in order to make you understand, the question is based on what? Because simply they are, basically they are the clarity of the basic great elements. What made them difference? What made them difference? Why, whether great elements make them difference or any other. So regarding that point, so KG, another some teacher, and also Abari, another teacher, they have a different idea, and also the commentator provide his own idea. So it is interesting point. KG Bana, but some teacher, they said, in the Asian Nathaya, that is Nathaya, it is mentioned that the KG refers to the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. KG refers to Dhammasaṅgaṇī man. Among the Dhammasaṅgaṇī, though the monks who belong to Dhammasaṅgaṇī lineage, and then name. One of the name is given that they call Vasudhamma. I don't know who is he. And also the Bhattadika Sayadaw just gave that note in the Asian teacher, Asian translation, Myanmar translation. It is mentioned that some of the teachers led by the Vasudhamma. VASU Dhamma. So they belong to the Dhammasaṅgaṇī lineage. So that is Kechi. And what they said is that Deja Diganam Buddhanam Basado Jekhu. So the difference between this sensitivity is what? Dejadiganam Buddhanam Pasado. The Buddha Pasada is okay. A Buddhanam Pasado. Okay, Buddhanam Pasado, Buddha Pasada. The clarity of the great elements. But among the four great elements, Deja Adiga. The fire element is exceeding in the strength, in power. So in that case, so that is Cheku, the eye sensitivity. Okay, clarity. In that case, clarity of the great elements. Actually, clarity of the great elements among these great elements. Of higher Tejo element. Okay, Tejo element is higher than the others. So that is eye sensitivity. And then Vayu, Patavi, Abba, Diganam, Buddhanam, Pasada, Soda, Kana, Jaiva. So there we have to join with the Vayo. Vayu means Vayo to the Soda. Vayu Adhika. So if air is exceeding then the other great elements, then that sort of clarity of the great elements is called Soda. Then Patavi, we join with the Kana, Patavi Adhika. So clarity of visible elements are there, but among these great elements, Patavi other element is greater than others. Then that is a Kana. Bodhi Jaiva, Abadikana, Abo Adhikana. Okay, Abba, Buddhanam Basada. And then for the kaya, kayo sabhisam, kayo sabhisam. So in that case, sabhisam, all of them are exceeding one another. It doesn't mean like this. They are Sagomanida explain that, Mulatika explain that Sabhesa is in the sense of the Samananam, Samana. They are equal in strength, equal in power. When 4 great elements are equal in power, then that is that sensitive clarity of the 4 great element is called Kaya Pasada. So, iti varandi, it is said by the KG teachers, some teachers says that for Teja Adhika, for the eye sensitivity, what? Vayo Adhika, that is for the soda, ear sensitivity. Patavi Adhika is for the Ghana, and then Abo Adhika is for the Jewa. So the balancing of the 4 great element is for the Kaya. So Abare, then another teacher. So that is that Deja Diga Nambasado Jeku. Okay. For the Jeku is the same. Then for the another one, Vivara, Vayu, Abba, Patawadiganam, Pasada, Soda, Kana, Jewa, Kaya, Di, Vadandi. Another teacher says that so clarity of the 4 great elements with the fire, Tejo Dadu, and the greater power, then that is eye sensitivity. For the ear, we join with the vivara. Vivara. Vivara is what? Vivara is something like opening, okay. Opening or leak. Okay. We have a leak, or we have an opening, or we can simply say agasa, right? Space is there. So when there is opening, there is space. So vivara is like referring to the space. If there is a space is exceeding among the 4 great elements, then there is what the soda. Then the other Vayu is for the Ghana, Abo is for the Jewa, and then Patavi is for the Kaya. So that is different. The Vivara, that is said by the another teachers. Who are the another teachers? I don't see here. Sayadaw Ji also didn't give any explanation.
So Apari is no, it doesn't mention any teacher name?
No, not mentioned here. For the other way.
I see, because I often heard the Vasudhamma, this name.
Vasudhamma name is KG. Somebody.
Yes, because when I listen to like in the Saraswati teachings, so they often mention this name, this person's name Vasudhamma. That's why.
But it is belong to Mahasaṅgika.
Yes, they are that part. They are that branch.
So, but the teacher they don't mention who are they. So but whatever, even though they KG and Abari, they are the same, have the same, they share the same idea in terms of the Jeku for the eye sensitivity, but for the ear, nose, tongue, and body, they have a different idea. But the whatever it may be, basically the difference between sensitivities, the difference among the sensitivity is made by the what? Buddha, great element. Okay, great element. Because of the great element, they become a different sensitivities. That is the idea. They whatever to these teachers, both KG and Pari, we should say like this. Sodam Arathadi whatever. So please bring the what textual evidence. Okay. Agama Sadaka. Okay. So please bring out any Sutta. Okay, that support your idea. Okay. Then commentator said, Adha Sutta Mewa Na Dekhe Sandi. Adha means indeed. Okay. Sutta Mewa, even the Sutta, even the discourse. Na Dekhe Sandi were not, okay, were not sure. Because there's no death evidence. Bana, Kechi, Bana, Ita, but Kechi, Ita in this case, Kechi, some teachers, Vasubandhu, like Vasubandhu, they were explained, Dejadi Nangunehi, Rubadihi, Anogasha, Bawa, Dodi, Karanam, Wadhandi, logic, Karana, reason. They gave a reasoning. Karana Wadhandi, the KG teacher says the cause. What is the cause? Tejadina Gunehi Rubadi Anogasha Bawado. Anogasha Bawado. State of because of the being, because of the state of a being supported by the virtues of a Teja, fire element, etc. So to these what? To this Rupa. Yeah, we can simply say that visible objects, etc. are supported, being supported by the virtue of a fire element, etc. Do you understand what that means? So with Tejadina here, because without the light, okay, without the light, that the light is a very significant characteristic of the visible object. Okay. So without light, without the support of a light, which is produced by the fire element, then rupa, etc. Okay, rupa, etc. cannot be seen. So that is, he provided the reason. So also, your
Hi, Sayadaw.
yes.
So how do you translate the word anugasa bhavato again, Sayadaw?
I'm also going to ask the same question.
Anogahati, you can simply take Anogahati. Anogahati means support.
So is it anu or is it na ugasa, Sayadaw?
Anogasha. No, no negative party. Yeah? That is,
It's not. That is anu, Sayadaw.
yeah, Anogahati. Anogahati. Like an ogahati.
No, if we say ugati, then the na becomes a na negative particle.
No,
So here it means Anu is a Upasaka.
what I mean is that Anu is a Upasaka, who is a Upasaka in the ogahati. Anu is a upasara preface in the Anogahati. That is. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So without the support of the light, fire, then visible object we cannot see. So by virtue of the visible light, by virtue of the fire, by virtue of the what air or earth and water. So we can sense what the visible object, sound, smell, taste, okay, like that. So that's why. That's why he mentioned that they have a great support. Okay. Even though the other, for the visible object, even though they have other elements, but without the deja. So deja is a more significant, higher element is a more significant support for the rupa, visible object, etc. So in this way, they provide, even though they cannot provide a textual evidence, agama sadhaka, then they provide a yoti sadhaka, yoti karana, logic. Deja whatever, even if they said like this, we should say to them, Ko bana iwa maha, rupadeyo deja dinan gunadi. Who said thus? A1 aha. Ko baniwa maha, ko bana iwa, A1 aha.
This was my question before.
Huh?
This was my question before.
Then, so they are Dejadinan Guna. Rupa, etc. has a what the virtue or the what the Deja, etc. Who said that? We should ask it like this, and then what Garna he and then commentator explained that he, it is indeed. So awine bogi su he rupe su in the inseparable matters. Ayan imasa guno di nasa nalaba wado. It is not possible to say among the 8 inseparable matters. So this is the value of this one, the value for this or the value for that. So no, it is impossible to say. So Athabi Wadiyo, even though we say like that, so Wadiyo, reading the verb Wadiyo, we can say they, we can understand that the word he. These KG teachers, some teachers, they may say like this. Yatha desu sambaresu dasa buddhasa adhika daya pathavi adinam sandarana dini kechani echata. He gave a very clever, he gave a with the similes. Okay, he provided. A1 dejati adhikesu sambaresu rupadina adhika bhava dasana do echitava medam rupadayo desan gunadi. So they said like this. So yatha data, yatha A1. Desu sambaresu. Sambara means accumulation. In this and that accumulations. Dasa buddhata adhika daya. Because of the exceeding nature of this and that a great element. Pathavi adina sandarana dini kechani echata. So Pathavi, the earth element has a function. Kecha, huh? Kecha is a function of what? Sandarana, bearing or carrying. But we have a sandarana, bearing, sustaining, and also abodhatu. It has a function of flowing because of the abodhatu is exceeding, and also in the Dejo Dhatu, when Dejo Dhatu is exceeding, then there we have a what? The function of being a smoke, okay, smoke, having a smoke. And also in the Vayo Dhatu, if Vayo Dhatu is exceeding, then what happened? The function of moving, and also function of pressing. Then, so like this, like we have, so different elements have different functions in the even in a water, even in different accumulations. So also A1 data, Tejari Adigesu somebody in the accumulations with the exceeding fire or earth, water, and the wind elements. Rūpādīna adhika bhava dasana do. Adhika bhava dasana do. So Rūpādīna, or the Rupa, etc. Rupa Sadhakana Rasa. Adhika bhava dasana do. So showing, because it shows the state of a being exceeded. Echidabam edan rūpādayo desaṅgūṇā. Okay, with this what we have to join. Rūpādayo desaṅgūṇā. So rūpādayo, rūpa, etc., visible object, etc., has a value of the teja and so on. So that edam echidabam, this statement should be desired. Okay. So he provided with the simile or the what? But by providing the simile or the Patavi Abodhi Jawaya with their functions, even though they are there. Four great elements are inseparable, they remain together. But because Dejo Dhatu is exceeding the other element, then that's why we can see the smoke and so on. So also in the visible object, etc., also they are exceeding. These great elements are exceeding respectively to one another. So that's why we can say that this is the value of the value of these elements. They whatever. If they say like this, we should say back. We should reply. Echeyama. So Echeyama means we accept. We may accept. Yadi abadikasa asawasa gandha do. Patavi adige kabase gando. Adika daro siya. So yadi siya. Yadi siya means if it is. If it is, what? Abodhatu adik abadikasa asawasa gandha do. Patavi adige kapase gando. Adika daro siya. If the kapasa means a cotton, okay, the smell in the cotton, so which is with the exceeding element. It is a Patavi element is exceeding. So this one is this ganda. This smell is more. Adhika daro means higher than, okay, higher than or stronger than the ganda from the ganda or the what liquor or intoxicants. Asawasa ganda do, which is asawa, as you see, liquor is a liquid. So intoxicant, which is a liquid, obviously it is a great, in this accumulation, abo is exceeding, the abo exceed than the others elements. So if the smell of the cordon is higher than the smell of the liquor or intoxicant, then we can accept your idea. Also another point, Deja Dikasa Ona Onodakasa Vana Dobi Situ Dakasa Vano Prihayeta. So Prihaya means what? Reduce. Okay, reduce. So if the color or the Situ Daka means a cool water, okay, color or the cool water is lesser than or lower than the color or the onodaka, hot water, which is with the exceeding higher element. So if it is like this, then Ichiyama, we can accept your idea. Yasama Panitan Ubayambi Nati Tasama Bahayeta. Okay, so but Idan Ubayambi Nati, there is no in both cases. We cannot say which one is higher or which one is lower, which one is how to say, inferior in the color, how to say, lesser in color, which one is higher in color, even though elements are exceeding one another in different cases. But there is no such a no such a things. That's why Dasama Bhayita, therefore you should abandon this idea. This idea means what? That the difference between sensitivities is made by what? Made by the Buddha, great element. Great elements made sensitivities different from one another. That idea you should abandon with the cause, whatever you, because it rejects the cause. Muladika explained that it does not, it rejects both cause and the reason as well as the conclusion. You should abandon that is. And also the same, even though it is orientation is given to the KG teachers, Abhari teachers idea also with the same questions and the same arguments, we can reject, we can add them to abandon this idea. Then where it is Nisaya Buddhanam Visesa Kapanam, the Bahayeta abandon what? Edam, Bahayetidam, Bahayeta Edam, Visesa Kapanam, thinking, Kapana means thinking about the significance of great element, which is the base for eye sensitivities, base. It is and we say Sakapana. Their thought, their idea about the significance of the great element, which is the base for the sensitivities to rise. That is Nisaya Buddhana, which is Akapanam Bahayeta. And then commentator continue to say, Yatha avisese bi eka kalabe Buddhana rupa rasa dayo anyamanya visatisa hondi. So that is upamana. A1 chakku pasada deyo aweja manebi anyasame visesa karanedi kahedabam edam. So bahayeta bahadaba and kahedaba. Commentator explain. You should abandon this idea, then we should take this idea. What idea? Here is Avisesevi Kalape Buddhanam Eka Kalape Buddhanam. So in the single group of a rupa, like a Jaku Kalapa or Jaku Dasaka Kalapa, Soda Dasaka Kalapa is in that group. Even though they are in this, or Rupa Dasaka Kalapa, Sada Dasaka, Rupa Kalapa, Sada Kalapa, and so on. So, even though they are in the same group, they belong to the same group, Buddhanam, or the great elements, Avisesebi, they are, even though they have no significant difference, Rupa rasa deyo anyamanya visati sahwandi. Rupa is one thing, rasa is another thing. Even in a single group of the rupas. So visati sahwandi, they are different towards one another or each other, from each other. Ewan data similarly, Jaku pasada deyo anyamanya visati sahwandi. So Jaku Basada, Jaku Dasaka Kalapa is one group, one Kalapa. Soda Dasaka Kalapa is another Kalapa. So they don't belong to one group. So in that Jaku Basada, etc. also Anyamanya Visatisa. So we can understand this what Anyamanya Visatisa Hondi. So Aweja manebi anyasame visesa karani, even though there is no other cause, no other special cause, no special cause apart from the anyasame. Anyasame. Anya means other. So apart from what? Apart from the karma. Okay, here commented, commentator explained the karma anyasame. Apart from the karma, there is no other significant cause. Okay, then but they are because they belong to different kalapas. Okay, then that's why they are different from the one another. So in this way, we have to take it. So let us read a little bit, 1 or 3 lines. Then only then there we can see the point of a karma. Kaimbanadam yan anyamanyasa asadaranam. Okay, what is the uncommon cause? So for the difference. So it means that what is the cause for the specific cause for the for each Jaku Soda Gana Jiva Kaya, like that. Then the answer is Karma Mewa Nisan Visisa Karana. Karma alone is the specific cause for them, for their difference. Tasama Karma Visisa Do it is Visiso. Therefore, because of the different karmas, then they become a difference. It is and Visiso. Not Buddha Visisato, not because of the difference of the elements. So, and then up to that, then the commentator continued to say, he provided with the another, not from the test, but from the Purana. Buddha visese hi sati pasado wa napo no bhajati. So if there is a difference between difference of the great elements, then there will be no sensitivities. Pasado wa no bhajati. Even the arising of the pasada. Even pasada does not arise. If the great elements are exceeding one another, then sensitivity will not arise, does not arise. Samanana hi pasado na visamananandi porana. Asian teachers said this word, Samananan pasado na visamananam. Only when they are imbalanced, then in terms of power, then there is sensitivity. If they are not in balance, then there is no sensitivity. So with this word, we can understand that what made them difference among the sensitivity. Basically, they are the same clarity or the sensitive great element. Then what made them difference between as a Jaku, as Sodagana Jewakaya? According to the KG and Bray teachers, the specific cause is a Buddha. Okay, the significance of the different elements, that's why they are different. But in them, according to the this commentary, then it is a Bhanuva Buddha Kosa Karma Visesa. Okay, because of the karma difference, that's why what Basada also different. Okay, with this we will conclude for today. Thank you so much for
sorry,
listening.
Philo.
Yeah.
So, is there any other commentator say, like because here the Buddha Gosa just say Vorana, so maybe other commentator would ask, please provide the Sutta, right?
Then you can ask, you can raise the question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Samanana Basado. Yeah, you can find the what in
On the
the
Agama.
Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḷi, and maybe you can you can get it back up from the Bali test, Dhammasaṅgaṇīpāḻi or whatever. And then it is better for us to find, right?
Yeah.
To say
And,
Samanana Basado with Samana.
yeah. So another thing is, because I often heard, for example, for our Jiwas, the arbor is predominant. But according to this idea, if the arbor is predominant, it is exceeding the others. That is from the Mahasaṅgika, right? Idea.
Yeah.
I see.
Mahasaṅgika idea. So, but one thing is that we can see the we can recognize the what Jainwa, suppose Jainwa Basada. In the Jainwa Basada, the obvious to see, right? Abodhatu is obvious to see.
Yes, I often heard this one.
Obvious to see. Abodhatu. That's why they focus on this point. But it does not mean that because of the abodhatu exceeding the others, the other elements, that's why Jainwa Basada happens. It doesn't mean like that. But what we can say is obvious nature in the different sensitivities, maybe different great elements, they may be obvious. Maybe something they are greater in power, right? But they are working together. Okay, only when they are, the four great elements are working together, then sensitivity become active to sense, to receive the senses, okay, to receive the sense objects. So that,
Yeah, okay.
that point. So thank you for listening and discussion. Buddha Sasana Jiran Daitadu, Buddha Sasana Jiran Daitadu, Buddha Sasana Jiran Daitadu, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much,
Sayadaw.
Bye bye.
Good
Bye-bye.
night, Sayadaw.
See you tomorrow.
Yes.